brand new episode of Formula Pod. It's been quite a while, I would say. Like, we didn't come for Miami, and here we are for Imola. I was basically traveling all this while. At the same time, Mihir was traveling, so I went to Mihir's place, and Mihir came to my place. So it was just like we were like, okay, bro, let's meet up. We were just like, oh, by the way, I'm in your town. And I'm like, oh wait, you know what? I'm in your town. We kind of ended up in that situation, but he still didn't make it. That's a different story. And because now when he says reasons, oh, because something happened in the tube, now I understand it why, because that was my life for the past, I think, 6 days living in the UK. But like, yeah, an interesting race down at Imola. We saw an Italian driving in on an Italian track. That was an interesting one. And so much so, from qualifying, it was one set of action. The race turned out to be the polar opposite of it. But like, yeah, joining me today, it's just the one and only Nathan. And
The Ferrari fan.
yeah, and not even only the Ferrari fan. I'm gonna say it, Nathan. I'm so gonna say it. The
What?
guy who supports all teams that wear a red jersey.
Okay. I mean, let's not go into that,
We will not.
please.
We will not tell the teams. You can decide it in terms of which all teams are there in red. All those teams are basically Nathan's support teams.
Yeah, let's see people guessing that.
At this rate, if Nathan does a podcast called as the Red Podcast, the therapy for all sports fans, I would not be surprised.
I mean, at this point, I feel like you know what? Maybe I think I should. That. Thanks for the idea, Arjun. Maybe that might do
Arjun,
well.
like I tried planting seeds, so there is one. Just let me know
Yeah,
once
yeah.
it goes live.
For sure, for sure. You can be my first guest.
Anyways, so let's talk about Imola. Nathan, how did you feel like the race was, though?
I was very surprised actually. A lot of people coming into this weekend were talking about the Grand Prix as one of the hardest to pass on, and it was going to
Mhm.
be really hard to make overtakes, and there's only one DRS zone on
Yeah.
that track, right? So there's not much that you can do. Although that was true, I think the introduction of that new C6 compound that Pirelli did introduce for this race, I think that made a big difference,
Okay.
um, because a lot of teams were forced to do a two-stop strategy. Well, we didn't really see a two-stop. The only reason we saw two stops is because there was a safety car and a virtual safety car, which may or may not have hindered the Ferrari from doing a really good job. But anyway, look, I think the race was pretty cool. I mean, lap one itself was just phenomenal. I mean,
Mhm.
I know we talk about Max Verstappen as, someone who like kills our dreams and hopes and stuff like that, and he can make races boring. But I'm telling you, in this year or even the previous year with a car that, is not the fastest on the grid, he can still deliver. I mean, he did not have a great start. George almost kind of passed him into that first kink, and then I thought he was just going to you know go back to third, but no, he lunged forward and he passed Oscar around the outside, which then is the inside for turn number 2, or into the chicane. So that was an insane move, and I think that kind of you know set the tone of the race.
Someone needs to have such kind of balls to kind of do such a move.
Seriously.
And that one, like, again, I definitely see Max being the only one who would ever do something like that.
Yeah.
As in, from being a kid onwards, he had the balls to kind of do the unthinkables in the first place. But
Yeah.
this was just like a bit too extreme at this rate.
I mean, it's seriously like I still can't believe that move. I mean, we talk about Imola being such a narrow track as well. It's not a wide track where you can just make the lunge on the inside and then you can get away with it. You should realize that almost every part of the track does not have a runoff space. It's all gravel. So if Max made a mistake there, he's in the gravel. You know, or maybe Oscar's in the
Right.
gravel, or maybe they both crash into each other. But none of that happened. It's crazy.
Again, it was clean racing at the end of the day. They kind of kept it. They were very civil with their racing, so in a way that kind of helps.
Yeah.
And Oscar also was like, again, if it was Lando, by this time the radio would have gone pumping out and being like, "What this guy is doing, he needs to give my position back." Be Oscar being Oscar is like, "Okay, I'll get him on the track. Don't worry."
That's something that I like about Oscar. He doesn't really complain that much. Um,
He doesn't want to make all the fuss out. We've
yeah,
discussed this multiple times.
multiple times, and
That's
that's
like
why.
that's like me saying that, oh, Hamilton still is in his early days in Ferrari.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
will come to that. Hold on. That is still coming up. But don't worry, this time you're not going on the same tangent for sure. But yeah, I personally felt it was a fantastic race though, because uh, yeah, when, like as how Nathan said, we are now going to that series of narrow tracks. Imola being one narrow, Monaco being the narrowest out of all. And plus that the new compound actually did spice up the race a bit, I would say, not by a lot but by a bit. But at the same time we couldn't kind of get that the real understanding of that compound, just because the safety cars kind of triggered the pit stops and everyone were just using.
Yeah,
It's not that safety car makes a race interesting, I'm not saying that, definitely won't say that, but because of course safety is paramount. But at the same time, in some ways, yeah, I have to give it to them. But yeah, I think Ferrari, speaking of Ferrari, they are still doing a consistent job with their pit stops, which I am really happy of. Trust
just
me,
make
if
a better car. Just make a better car, please.
no,
Like
I
they
feel
can
no,
never
see,
get
I feel
one
like
thing right.
if you're talking about Ferrari, during I just so think during the free practice and during quali, Charles and Lewis, both of them were struggling to kind of get things out of the car.
Yeah,
Versus on on the race day, at the initial laps, yes, there was that struggle coming up, but by towards the mid of the race and end of the race, that car was that was a prancing horse.
I think they really have. You know, I think the philosophy of the Ferrari is still there. Being what I mean by that is, last year they had a really good race car, and
Hmm.
their downfall was kind of qualifying in some
Yeah,
ways. Um, they had amazing race pace, and I think today, I mean, in the Imola Grand Prix, we did see that. We saw that race pace, and we saw it even more when Charles
yeah.
pitted for that new hard tire, and obviously he was undercutting everyone, but he undercut. I mean, he did the undercut on George. He did it on both the Aston Martins, and they were all, and he was all behind them, behind those drivers, and I think he really got those tires to switch on, and not just him, but even Lewis as well. Now, obviously, with Lewis, he got the free pit stop under the VSC, and Charles got
Which is even
unlucky
more
with it as
beautiful.
well. Well, yeah, which, well, as much as VSCs and safety cars can hinder a race, I think sometimes it can spice it up as well. And unfortunately, we did not see a good fight at the top. I mean, we really did want to see
We
a
did see that
McLaren versus
typical.
Verstappen fight, right? But obviously, Lando Norris and Max Verstappen did get a cheap pit stop with the VSC because they decided to stay out for a long time. I don't know why McLaren decided to pit Oscar Piastri very early and put him in traffic. That was one thing which I did not understand. Now, I don't know if that is Oscar wanting to pit or if that's the team telling Oscar to pit. That's something that they have to
Or
figure
they
out.
must have fired someone from Ferrari to do strategy.
Okay, it's at this point, if McLaren are getting Ferrari strategists, I wish them very well. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely. Like yeah, like if that ever happens to be a thing, I wish them luck.
Yeah, they need it. They need it very much. We might even see Papaya B rules and Papaya C rules. I don't know what. I mean,
Or
they'll
we are
just come up with
checking.
different codes. Or we are checking, or we understood, or whatever. I mean, well, good luck to
We
them.
have the Ferrari glossary at this rate.
Yeah, we do, and it's not fun, is it? It's not fun.
Yeah, I
Even
know.
during,
Being a new Ferrari fan now, it actually pains seeing some of the races.
you see now, you see me, yeah, you get it, right? Like this is what I have to go through, and this is what I've been going through for the past 5 years, man. I
Like,
mean, I've
to
been
all the
watching.
Ferrari fans out there, like, I don't know how you guys have been dealing with all the trauma that team has been giving you guys,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, being on the receiving end right now, it's just like I don't even know.
Hey, pro tip, Arjun. Make sure you have enough money for therapy sessions at the end of the year.
In fact,
Um,
I'm actually looking for one though.
yeah, so you will need it. If you are supporting Ferrari, I'm just saying you will need it.
Yeah, I have to find some economical therapy sessions. Probably like shopping at some random cheap ass place and getting like a Ferrari T-shirt or red color T-shirts in specific.
Yeah, sure.
So need to figure that out. Anyways, yeah, I I personally felt okay. As Quali, Ferrari couldn't put their best foot forward, but on the race, I think they did do a solid job though. But always the consistent bit is the pit stops because they are nailing it. Again, I don't. For a second, I thought, was it like Red Bull people just being hired by Ferrari to kind of just ensure pit stops happen properly?
I have no idea. But
Again, if that is the case, then well and good for Ferrari though.
yeah, I just wish they had a better race car so that they don't have to, you know.
At this rate, I feel like it should be McLaren's aerodynamist, Red Bull's pit stop team. You've got Fred Visser, let Fred Visser be there, and you've got these two drivers. Just work your car and just go.
We are so delusional, guys. We are making a dream team at this point. I mean, what are we doing here, Arjun?
Bro, Delulu is the only Sululu. But, speaking about, I want to also touch base on Mercedes. I don't know what's with that car. And I think last year onwards, we were discussing whenever it's a cold race, that Mercedes car has some insane performance being out of it. This race, it was somewhat similar. What they didn't have that cold weather to their advantage, and what do you call in Kimi's case, he had to stop, do like DNF, and DNFing a Mercedes car is something so rare,
Yeah, very rare. Like
very rare. It's
I don't remember
rarest of the rarest.
I don't remember the last time a Mercedes ever DNF'd. I mean, whenever Lewis drove that car, that was the one thing that always pissed me off. Is
Why this
that
guy is
car
not
never
DNFing?
stopped? Why is this guy not DNFing? Why is everyone on the grid DNFing and not him? But this is the first time I saw a Mercedes stop on track.
No, like, see, I have seen like last year and all, we did see, say, with oil pressure, sorry, water pressure and oil pressure and all those, we did see retirements though. But again, that was a very fashionable retirement where they went to the pits and they, what do you call, got the car into the pit box. This one was like, it was just like staying in the, what do you call, in the grass.
Yeah. And it had to be Kimi as well. I mean, unlucky guy. I mean,
I know, like the guy bought his full school to watch the racing. That guy himself got schooled by the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix track.
yeah, I mean, it's such a bad feeling,
Like optics wise, yeah, it's not that great, but then like you can't help
Yeah.
it out. And it was not the driver; it was the car.
It was the car, and it's such a shame as well. First home race, you obviously want to do your best at home, right? And that
Yeah,
was the pressure
absolutely.
that Kimi had, and I wish he actually finished that race because he was doing a pretty good job. I mean, keeping Lewis Hamilton behind for the first few laps of the race
Oh my god, that is
was
masterclass defense.
was very good.
And Lewis was on his tail like on and on and on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, who knows where he would have finished if his car would have worked well. Um, yeah, I mean, it really was good driving, and I'm so impressed by Kimi this season. And I just wish he had the car, and hopefully, we don't see him DNF in Monza, because I need him to at least finish in the points, or need him to finish the race at home.
I'm just kind of going back to my Delulu world. What if the podium was Charles, Lewis, and Kimi?
Yeah,
That would be one majestic podium out there.
that would be the best podium. As a Ferrari fan, I think that would be the best podium.
As a Ferrari fan and as an Italian race team, like for Italians, they will declare public holiday for the next 2 days.
Absolutely. I think that should be the next project for Ferrari and Mercedes. For Monza, they should ensure that they strap on rocket ships in all three of those cars. You know,
Absolutely.
cut the wings, just like remove the rear wing and the front wing, and just make sure that it just blasts past everyone in a straight line. That's all they need.
Basically, then rewrap the McLaren car with the Mercedes logos and stickers.
Yeah, sure. Hey, let's not forget Ferrari won in Monza last year, okay? And it was
No, I
Charles
am
and
talking about Mercedes over here.
oh, Mercedes. Oh no, we can
Like
strap a
no,
Ferrari engine
Mercedes,
as well.
Ferrari.
Why
That's
not?
I haven't. I didn't refer this to Ferrari though. I'm at the moment telling if it's we need rocket ships and all those, then we would need Mercedes to be in McLaren car. Like do swaps.
You know, Arjun, we are talking about Mercedes and Ferrari here, but there is one team that is hunting both these teams down, and that is Williams. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my god,
You know,
55 points over the span of this is our ninth race, right?
I'm not sure. At this point, I don't even know how many races it's been. I think it's been a very weird season for us, trying to keep up with this calendar as well. But I
Okay,
mean,
no,
it's
seventh race.
crazy.
After 7 races
Yeah,
in a Formula One C championship, who has ever thought in their wildest dreams Williams would be fifth, straight after Ferrari with 51 points, leading the mid. What do you call the
the
what,
midfield.
midfield? Yeah. Oh my god, I'm losing words. Lol. Yeah,
We have not watched one race. We have not covered Miami, and we are already rusty. What's happening, Arjun?
I know, right? But it's quite an interesting bit though because Alex Albon past 3 races he's only past 3 seasons he has only scored a maximum of 4 points.
That's crazy.
And this year, this guy has gone electric with 40 points.
That is crazy.
Like
Yeah,
again, when because when Carlos joined Williams, we were like, okay, there's gonna be that team order situation where like Alex is like the big dog over there, and Sainz will be like the newbie. Which clearly we can see 40 points by Albon and 11 points by Carlos Sainz. As in, that's a mega job coming. And what do you call even say in Emilia Romagna or in Imola, Albon was fifth.
yeah,
If he manages to score 10 points per race, he is
yeah.
up for like a good 240 points.
You know, let's not forget that if that incident between Charles and Alex didn't happen, and if Alex got that move done properly on Charles, there was a very good chance that he would have chased down Oscar Piastri for P3. Because I remember Oscar in the I think it was the post race, he did say that his tires were cooked, and if Alex was behind him, because Alex was on new hards, and if Alex was behind him,
Yeah, like I didn't understand that for a moment. Like it, especially in the after the last safety car, some of them they have changed tires.
yeah,
Some of them they didn't change, and the safety car went, I think, for a little longer. I feel so. Outlaps were critical, but at the same time, while the race began, the tires were already prepped for race.
yeah,
So I think, say for example, like Hamilton and all those, he had a tire advantage. I feel.
yeah, because they had fresh tires. And I
Yeah,
think a lot of drivers did not have fresh tires. The only tires I think that Charles had were the softs. And I think there was a communication between his engineer that he wanted to put the softs because honestly, I think to
he can get
restart
past the
on a
lap.
used tire is very difficult, you know. So
Absolutely,
he
absolutely.
wanted to put that soft tire, but I think it's Hamilton who pitted, and Hamilton was ahead of him. And I don't think he wanted to double stack, or else he would have lost more positions. And to be fair, with that soft tire, I don't know how good it is in a race because it was barely hanging on in qualifying. You know, it
Yeah,
was funny. Aston
I know, I know.
Martins were in Q3 because they kept on using the medium tire. And I think the reason why George Russell got P4 or qualified P3, was it? Did he qualify
Yeah, yeah, he
P3?
qualified
He
P3.
qualified P3 because of that medium tire. So that medium tire was insane. That
But
was the correct tire.
when you're saying this, George Russell, I think for the first time in 7 races, is outside the top five.
Yeah, exactly. That's
He finished seventh. He
mm.
finished seventh. He is between Leclerc and Sainz, and what you call you've got Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Hamilton. Piastri, I don't know what's going on to be very honest.
Yeah, look, Piastri, I think he got messed up with the strategy. I think he pitted too early, and he got, put into traffic, and I think he had to pass those cars on track, and I don't think that really helped him.
Yeah,
Um
but even when you're saying all these, there is another driver during quali. He had like a total flip of his car. Started from pit lane, managed to get 1 point. That's none other than Yuki Tsunoda.
yeah,
Like again, I feel like in all ways he is now actually proving that okay, he is a good asset for that team.
he just has to stop crashing. I think that's
Stop
all
pulling a
there.
Franco Colapinto, man. Come on.
Yeah, I think if it's something that Red Bull was, I think the one reason that Christian Horner and I think the Red Bull team has mentioned is that they wanted to see a Yuki Tsunoda that was fully mature.
Hmm.
And the Yuki Tsunoda that we know in the past few seasons, he's someone who is a bit, hot-headed.
Yeah,
He can kind of push the car to its limits, and sometimes he can make a mistake, whether it be qualifying, whether it be a race, it could be
yeah.
an incident, it could be a spin. And the last thing that Yuki Tsunoda needs right now is to crash that Red Bull and to then basically give Red Bull that kind of excuse that he's not really doing a good job, because let's be honest, if he did not start from the pit lane, he would have probably done a pretty good job. I mean, depending on how his qualifying could have gone, we still don't know where he is in terms of that, in terms of that gap between Verstappen. But I'm sorry,
Mm.
if Verstappen is winning that race and if Yuki Tsunoda in that Red Bull is just only finishing P10, then how different is it
No,
from
like, but I would say he started again. He didn't have like the advantage of being in the front of the track. He had to go through all the traffic and all the things.
that is
And
true?
yes, and yes, when you're saying points wise, Red Bull is 131 points on the championship, in which 124 points is by Verstappen, and 10 points is just contributed by Sonoda.
Yeah, yeah,
And Sonoda's case, like, come on, he came from another team,
that's true. That's true. But
so
that again,
you cannot discount that out in the first place.
well, it's very hard to judge the Red Bull case, right? I mean, I've already talked about
We
this.
have gone on and on about this.
Yeah, it's just very it's impossible now to like really compare those two
Mhm.
drivers. I mean, one driver is basically been in the team since, I don't know, 2016, and he's been there, their project. The other driver was just plunked in Japan without any, preseason testing with that car, especially that car in that seat itself, where everything has gone wrong for any driver who has touched that car or driven in that wheel. So, well, let's see how Sonoda progresses in the next few races.
Yeah, like definitely. At least happy that the first eight people on the driver standings are at least 40 points and above.
Yeah.
Because till Alexander Albon, it's 40 points. After that, it's 14. Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll finishes the top 10 with 14. And you've got Carlos Sainz with 11, Yuki Tsunoda 10, Pia 7, Hadjar 7, Hulkenberg 6, Oliver Behrman 6, and rest all 0. Like all the Fernando Alonso fans, they were so pumped. They were like, "Oh, Fernando's gonna get, he's gonna make it to top 10. He's gonna do things." And when it came to race,
Yeah, I mean that Aston Martin is hopeless. I'm sorry. It's just hopeless. I really don't think they have a chance this season at all to do anything.
next year, Adrian Newey and Honda, they claim they are gonna dominate the sport, but
Let's
we gotta
see.
see.
It's very funny. I can't imagine I can't imagine a Lance Stroll domination in Formula 1. I mean that just sounds hilarious. This just sounds
Lance Stroll domination in Formula One. If at all that happens, if at all that happens, I will go. What do you call? I will shave my face.
shave your face. What does that mean?
All the facial hair I've got, I'm
Oh,
just
your
gonna take it
facial
off.
hair. Okay, that makes more sense. You don't say shave your face. Okay, fine. I mean that's a good bet. I think we should keep that, right. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
do the same.
yeah. See, at least I told last year that okay, who was it? If Logan
Logan Sargent.
Sargent didn't scored a point, I would shave my head. But he didn't do that, and he got kicked out of the team. So it was null and void.
Null and void. Yeah, correct. So we can keep this as a bet for sure. Um,
Yeah, but
I mean, poor
but
Alonso, man. Like in that radio message, one of the radio messages, he was really distraught. Like I felt really sad. Like he's in the twilight. He's at the end of his career. Let's face the facts. I mean, I really don't think we will see Fernando after 2026 or 2027. I mean, it's very hard for me to see that. Um, I mean,
no,
based
that's
on
the
how
no.
this season is going,
Hmm.
I don't know if he's going to even finish off the season properly and be motivated to do 2026. I'm pretty sure he's motivated to do 2026
He has a
because
contract until
he,
2027 or something. So
yeah, he
and
does.
and he's got a Honda engine as well. So as long as he doesn't call them GP2, we're good.
Yeah, exactly. That is also something that has happened in the past. So let's just hope that he stays in the sport, man. I mean, he really is one of the greats.
I was
It's
just saying
very,
this joke. I was just saying this joke saying that now that Lily Verstappen, Max Verstappen's kid is born, um, Fernando Alonso may race with her as well.
yeah, in 20 years. We need to wait for 20 years. If
Uh,
Alonso
I'm like, Alonso will be 60. That's basically what Alan Prost is doing right now, going for exhibition races.
yeah, I,
Like,
I won't be surprised if Fernando can keep up with that as well.
he does well and great. I would say he's got a karting academy. So
Yeah, he does.
yeah, so you don't know. I won't even be surprised if say for example Max Verstappen sends his kid to Fernando Alonso's karting academy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if Lily wants to do that, then that's interesting, right? That's crazy. I don't think Max is very enthusiastic of sending his daughter to
Again,
racing,
you may not
but
know. You may
you never
not
know.
know.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, so it all at the end of the day kind of is up to him now and his partner. Because her dad was a race driver. Boyfriend is a race driver. Her ex also was a race driver. What if with the kids?
Oh, oh, that's
I've
you
I've
you
I've
never
I've,
know,
I've,
man.
I've I've drawn down the family tree here.
that's that's a crazy family tree.
Yeah. Anyways, what you call overall, like yeah, I actually felt like this was a great race. It's not something where I was just like because say the next race we have got Monaco. Normally everyone tells okay, it is that race to watch and race to be, but then you realize like say with Monaco there is that thing where okay if you don't qualifying is so important that the main race day is just going to be no overtakes but at
Yeah,
least this Monaco Grand Prix, there is a change. There is mandatory pit stops. That is not only one, you've got two mandatory pit stops to do. And I really hope that doesn't mean two safety cars.
I
Then,
I think I think there's some provisions for that. Even if there is a safety car or a red flag, I think they still have to stop twice. I think there is some rule like that. So even if there is like a safety car or a red flag, I don't think that that pit stop counts. You still have to stop twice. There is some provision like that in the rules. It's very weird because this is the first time Formula One is doing something like this, right? So the rules are a bit odd and a bit funny. So let's see how they enforce
it's
them
not
as well.
Formula One doing it, it's
FIA,
no,
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, those
The
clowns, those clowns.
those clowns, my God, please. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I won't even kind of call them clowns, but okay, let's agree to disagree.
What do you mean? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Did you even see qualifying and the way that they deleted Ollie Behrman's lap because apparently he crossed before the red flag? Like that doesn't even make sense. He crossed the line. He was supposed to go into Q2, but they still just deleted his lap time. It's weird. I don't get that. That is something
Bro,
that I don't
you're
understand.
talking about FIA. They are not meant to operate in the way normal humans expect them to operate in the first place.
That is very true. That is also
So,
true.
so again, I'm not surprised, and especially when they came out with that new wording on swearing during races and the penalties for that. I'm like, dude, seriously, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, imagine if FIFA says, okay, we're gonna put radio, we're gonna make all football players wear like microphones so that everyone listens to what they say.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work. Or literally, while people playing cricket, if
Yeah.
say
Even
they
worse.
they just want to randomly strategize and be like, oh, what are we gonna do with the next over? Do they want to know? Like, this is Formula One. Like, come on, there is some sort of. And at the same time, I've also saw that news saying that Carlos Sainz Senior is going to run for the FIA president position.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's the right way to go. I've also read that Susie Wolf is in the contention as well. I mean, uh,
Susie Wolf,
yeah, yeah.
really?
Yeah, she's in contention as well. It's weird. I Those
Man,
two
Toto is going to
figures.
have a fun. Toto is going to have a fun time then.
Toto is going to have a fun time. If Carlos Sainz Senior is elected, I think Carlos Sainz Junior is going to have a fun time as well with his dad at the
Like,
FIA.
yeah, remove all cost caps.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Susie goes like, remove all cost caps.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
Mercedes brings a new car next week.
I mean, it's just big. It really does uh, break all levels of integrity in any way, shape, or form. I mean, having
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Like, no joke.
it's
But again, I feel like Carlos Sainz Senior as a race driver. Again, I'm not saying that Mobin Suleiman is not a race driver. He was a karting guy, but say Carlos Sainz Senior has raced in couple of categories, so he actually knows the sport like top to bottom. So again, I feel a bit confident on that though. If at all he
yeah,
ends up being the FIA president or something.
yeah,
Again, this is all speculation. We haven't verified this saying that okay if they would be or not. We just got to know this through all the F1 media sources which we have been referring to while doing this episode. But yeah, with Monaco this year, let's go predictions. Wait, before predictions, did you see Charles Leclerc's new race suit for Monaco?
yeah. A very good impression of the Williams team. I'm very impressed with Ferrari's decision to make just new overalls and new liveries. At this point, I have just given up. But it looks really nice. To be
No,
honest,
like
I mean,
new overalls for Charles alone. So I'm just realizing for the British Grand Prix, then Lewis is going to have a new overall.
I
Same
don't know if
home
Ferrari are
race.
going to do that. I don't know if Ferrari are going to do that. If Ferrari do that, then fair enough. I just don't think they're going to, but let's see. Maybe they might. Maybe they
No,
might.
like say for example, they're not. I'm pretty sure they're not going to keep like what do you call a Ferrari a new race suit and be like Lord save the king.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's. I don't think they're going to do that.
Like realistically, that is not realistic in the first place. You
Yeah.
know. And again in Brazil as well because Lewis is a dual citizen. You see, like they're not going to do. I don't. I really hope they don't do that. But anyways, let's come down to predictions. Who do you think which will be? I know definitely the Monegasque's name will come into your mouth, so let's be very rational about who we choose.
Oh no, no, no! I'm going to be. I'm going to be a bit level headed about this. Don't worry about it. It's actually sad that I'm going for this lineup, but my top three, um, I think it's going to be Piastri,
Okay.
Verstappen, Norris.
Piastri, Verstappen, Norris.
Yeah,
Piastri, Verstappen, Norris. Man, you did dirty on Ferrari, man.
yeah. I mean, I don't have that faith anymore. I mean, I'm sorry. They've just killed my faith. It's sad, but it is what it is.
Oh my
I
god.
really think. I mean, if Ferrari had a good car that qualified well, then probably I would put them up there in
But
top three.
like it's how Fred says. Saturday is all about qualifying. Like Saturday doesn't give you points. Sunday gives you points.
But Fred, sometimes Saturday is very important so that you can get good points on Sunday. Okay. Sometimes Ferrari needs to think about that. Okay. In a track, especially like Monaco, where you cannot make passes, you need to qualify in front. It's very important.
Yeah, as well. Like to be very honest, Christian Horner was actually in thin ice if Red Bull didn't win this race.
Yeah, that was a very interesting bit of news that I read that he was going to be fired or he was going to be let go. Very weird. I mean, I don't think I really believe that news. I don't know if his job was on the line.
No,
I
if,
think it
if
was
at all,
just
who needs to be fired is Helmut Marko, dude. Guy is
yeah,
old.
yeah.
Go home.
I
Tired.
do agree with that. That is
Go
something that I
home.
do agree with. Yeah,
Like,
he
like,
should.
like, don't end up messing up other drivers' lives.
Yeah, very much. Arjun, what is your top three?
My top three. I would say Charles Leclerc. I'm gonna be a bit optimistic over here. Charles
Ooh.
Leclerc. I would do Oscar Piastri and Alex Albon.
What? Wait, hold on a sec. 1 minute. Wait a minute. Wait a sec. Wait, can you just repeat that again?
Charles
Wait a-
Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Alexander Albon.
Arjun is actually taking the mick. He's really taking Delulu is the Solulu to his grave. Seriously. I can't believe I just said that as well. Please. I'm sorry I said that.
We'll get this up on our socials.
There's no way. No way you're going to do that, Arjun.
Dude, bro, the Lulu is the only Lulu.
Oh my goodness.
You can't
Yeah.
help it out.
It's funny that you didn't even put Delulu in your top three as well. Lulu, I mean. Not.
Lulu is a P4 or a P5, I see.
Ah, I see.
Unless something miraculous happened. And knowing Ferrari and knowing Charles, Ferrari's all strategies would be to make Charles get the best out of the race.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Lulu, of course, I'm not saying that he wouldn't, but for Lulu, this is not the track. For Lulu, he's got his race in Silverstone, which they will do the work, which I
Yeah.
know which will happen.
Hopefully. Hopefully. You never know with the strategy team, right? With Ferrari, you just don't know. They might say it must
Man,
be the
yeah,
water, it must be the air, it must be something. It
at least it's not
You
like
never
George
know.
Russell saying last year it's raining in my inside my helmets, right?
Yeah, well, you just can't say with this Ferrari team, man. You just can't say.
You're giving up. You're giving up
I'm
by
not
the
giving up. I'm just being
by the
realistic.
scent of everything.
Hey, I've been through 5 years of this, Arjun. If you were in my place, you would be in the same boat as well. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, we may not know how these things go, but like yeah, my prediction always is definitely I'll see a Ferrari, a McLaren, and a Williams. But again, it Williams
Bold.
may change, may not change, depending on. Like, again, my predictions are just my predictions. I just randomly give it out.
This is
Doesn't
very
mean it's
bold.
gonna happen. Like
I
as
hope it
Nathan,
does. I hope it
as
does.
Nathan said, my Delulu is basically taken to the grave.
Yeah.
So we exactly don't know.
Yeah.
But if it happens, it is the Solulu
I hope it is. I hope.
because Alex was this close, like he this close to P4. So
Yeah.
if he does the qualifying, if he does the qualifying right, then it's just maintaining the position. Anyways, on that not so terrible disappointment, thank you so much for tuning on to another episode of Formula Pod. And in fact, this is one of the shortest episodes in a very long time, which I'm very sure I will not have to edit much on this because it's only within the 40-minute mark. And our standard for this past couple of months was 1 hour each. So yeah, we have taken care of all the feedback which you've given and we have shortened it out. So yeah, until next time, and next week is all about the Monaco Grand Prix. We hope it doesn't become that another boring race. It becomes a lot more interesting with the pit stops and all those bits, and they don't pull out more loopholes out of the FIA textbook. And let's see how that goes. And we'll see you at the Monaco after the Monaco Grand Prix as our race debrief. Probably we'll have some guests joining us on the show. Until then, this is the entire crew, or just say we both, myself and Nathan, signing off. And goodbye.